Alright, so I have time, because I'm sick today, to make a video. So I decided, why not rank literally all of Ash's Pokemon? This is a good idea. These aren't at all in order. So I don't know if this is all his, I don't know if this is all his Pokemon, and I won't find out until I finish the tier list, I guess. But yeah, so we're doing this. Don't mind if I, like, cough or burp or anything. I am very sick. So let's start the ranking. Ash's Squirtle. Yeah, Ash's Squirtle is going in amazing tier because, well, it had so much personality, and so do all of Ash's Pokemon, but I really liked Squirtle's, and the black sunglasses, the Squirtle squad. Oh man, I love it. Snivy, she wasn't amazing, but she was pretty good. I liked a good bit of the fights she was in, so that was nice. I'm gonna get hated for this, but Ash's Charizard, one of my least favorite Pokemon of all time. I love Charizard. Ash's Charizard, I hate. And I don't just hate it because it was an asshole. That's part of it. That's like half of it. I hate it because it was an asshole, and then everybody immediately forgot about that. Charizard literally cost Ash the Kanto League. Like, he fucking had that battle. If Charizard wanted to listen. Also, I don't see why Charizard thought that Charmander was a more worthy opponent than Pikachu, who has an advantage against it. But okay, so screw you, Charizard. This is gonna be a long video. Ash's Totodile, listen, it was very cute, and it had its moments. It's like Fuecoco for me, no thoughts, head empty. Only bite. That's its only thing. But I think I'm still gonna put it in meh, because I really didn't see enough of it for me to truly love it. I love Totodile, it's just Ash's Totodile is, yeah. Tauros is also going in meh, but over Totodile, actually, because I really like the gimmick of whenever Ash sees his Tauros, they all rush to say hi to him. And I'm counting all of these Tauros as in one category, because I'm not going to rank 30 individual Tauros. That's stupid. Fuck you. Am I good to say fuck? Is the video that far in? Whatever. So, also, Tauros helping Ash win the Orange Islands League was pretty dope. Ash's Infernape, that's an immediate S tier Pokemon. Listen, okay, Infernape is amazing. Ash's Infernape is amazing. And some might say it's overrated, and that's kind of true, but I still really love it, and I love it enough to say it's one of Ash's best Pokemon. Donphan, I forgot he had this. It's going in meh. Aipom. Listen, this little dude, what a cheeky bastard. I love this dude. He's going in good behind Snivy, because we didn't see much of him before Ash. We didn't see much of her before Ash traded her away. But what we saw was fun, like how she won against Gardenia's Roserade, and how she was just a little prankster all the damn time. I loved it. Ash's Greninja, I think, as a Pokemon, is really overrated, but Ash's Greninja is objectively one of his best. I'm still putting it behind Infernape, but Ash's Greninja is objectively one of his best. Boldore, I don't remember a time he used it outside of Clay's gym battle. And that's gonna get you into a meh, because you're not bad, you're just meh. You're under Donphan because I remember a few of the battles Donphan was in. I don't remember. Actually, no. I remember liking you more than I liked Donphan's battles. So I'm gonna put Boulder slightly above Donphan. So far, not looking good for the Ash Pokemon until we get to Pikachu, which is going all the way to the top. I don't think it could be anywhere except the top of S tier. This is Ash's Pikachu. What are we talking about? Now, Ash's Torterra, it's down there with Charizard. Yeah, screw you. Listen, I think Ash's Torterra is what led me to have a hatred for all things Torterra. Screw you, Torterra. As a Turtwig, it was amazing. Taking down Rourke's Rampardos after Ash had caught it like 2 episodes ago. And then it became a Grotle and started being terrible. Then it became a Torterra, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It looks ugly. It doesn't battle well. I would have preferred. Oh, sorry. I would have preferred it stayed in its base form, like a lot of the other Ash grass starters. I'm looking at you, Rowlet. In fact, let's just skip to Rowlet. Immediate S tier. I may have mentioned it once or twice, but Decidueye is literally my favorite Pokemon ever. I'm putting you above Greninja, screw it. Decidueye is literally my favorite Pokemon ever, and that love extends to Rowlet in a way that I believe Rowlet is the cutest base form starter. No, the cutest starter ever. Screw you. I love it. I love him so much. He is quite the distinguished gentleman. And I love the fact that his Rowlet stayed a Rowlet. Because as much as I love Decidueye, I feel like Rowlet's personality wouldn't work well as a Decidueye. So Rowlet being Rowlet, that's good shit. Ash's Unfezant. Okay. I have been sticking up for Unfezants for years. Unfezant is maybe my second favorite regional bird because I love the way it looks. And I liked using my Super Luck Unfezant in Sword. But I cannot say many good things about Ash's Unfezant, except that it had a dope-ass battle with Skyla. And for that, I'm putting it above Boldore in meh. Ash's Oshawott is going up into amazing category because Ash's Oshawott, like Squirtle, had so much personality that I truly loved. It was like the baby of the team. I mean, there was also Scraggy, who was the literal baby of the team, but Oshawott felt like the baby of the team, and I loved that, and I love him. Crocodile, it's going up above Oshawott. Because Crocodile, or as it's said in the anime, Crocodile, is really good. It traveled with Ash before it was even an Ash Pokemon, and then once it became an Ash Pokemon, it just became cooler. Taking down Bryce's Beartic, despite having a weakness to it, it just overall being Ash's ace. I thought that Pignite was going to be the ace, which I was not hopeful for. But no, turns out it's this beast of a mon. Speaking of Pignite, I hate Pignites, but Ash's is good. It's going at the bottom of good, but Ash's Pignite is objectively a good Pignite, and honestly, I enjoyed watching Ash's Pignite. Ash's Swellow. Now, me and my friend have made a joke of hating every Swellow we see, because we have a game where we look at what would your team be if they were in the anime, and for some reason there's always a Swellow on their team, and I don't get it. It's the most boring regional bird by far. Yeah, it's less interesting than both Noctowl and Pidgeot to me, and Fearow. That counts as a regional bird. So Swellow, I've made a joke of hating it. But Ash's Swellow is really cool, okay? Like, that's above Oshawott. Like, that's the god. That's one of Ash's best bird Pokemon, honestly. Leavanny, it's also going in amazing. But that is personal bias. That is goddamn personal bias, okay? Because I loved Ash's Leavanny, seeing it as a Sewaddle, and then it evolving in Berg's battle, and still losing to the older version of itself. But still, it's a very cute Pokemon that Ash honestly kicks some ass with. Naganadel. I'm gonna put it at top of good. Because what we saw of it was really fun. Poiple's personality, Naganadel's battle skills, that's good shit. Why is Riolu... Wait, this wasn't made before Riolu evolved into Lucario, because Lucario's over here. There's Galarian Farfetch'd. This is all over the place. Whatever, I'm moving Riolu and Galarian Farfetch'd to the back. But Scraggy's whole gimmick was Focus Miss. Oh, and it was cute as shit. So I'm putting Scraggy above Pignite for good Poképal. Ash's Staraptor, pretty dope. Not gonna put it in amazing, but I'm gonna put it above Snivy in good Poképal. Talonflame. What I remember from Talonflame is what I remember from Fletchling and Fletchinder. And it evolving into Talonflame. Its evolution into Talonflame was really dope. But that was mostly a Fletchinder. It was mostly a Fletchinder in that episode. I don't remember much of what Talonflame did besides help Greninja win a double battle and tie with an Unfezant. So I think Talonflame goes to the top of good. Because its Fletchling and Fletchinder feats were dope as shit. And there's not much besides that. Buizel, that's going to the top behind Greninja. Ash's Buizel, I might be biased because one of my best friend's favorite Pokemon of all time is Buizel. But Ash's Buizel, it managed to step across the line very well of being extremely cute and extremely cool. Butterfree, you're not terrible, but you weren't there. Butterfree was around for like 18 episodes of nothing. The most I remember of Butterfree was the Metapod episode. Butterfree didn't do shit. Oh, well, the Metapod episode and Bye Bye Butterfree, but fucking obviously. Butterfree didn't do shit to deserve the tearful goodbye it got. You didn't do shit, Butterfree. Ash had a happier face on when he released Greninja. You're going to meh. Palpitoad, you're down here with the boys. Because you didn't do shit. Yeah, you also didn't do shit, okay? And Butterfree at least had that heartfelt goodbye to make me like it a bit more. You got nothing. You took down one Pokemon in Elisa's gym and did nothing else, okay? Okay. Corphish, honestly, Ash's Corphish was a badass. Ash's Corphish is up here at the bottom of amazing. Ash's Noctowl, you're going just above Butterfree because you were there to show off the shiny mechanic and you weren't there for anything else. Primeape. Screw you! I love Primeape, and I loved that it didn't listen to Ash, and then it started listening to Ash, and it was going to be like, oh, this is going to be amazing, it's one of Ash's new Pokemon, it's going to be awesome. And then he released it. He didn't send it off to training. That man stole this kid's Primeape because it beat his Pokemon. Screw you, that guy. Lapras. Ash caught a Lapras? Oh yeah, Orange Islands. Ash caught a Lapras. It was there for transportation and like nothing else. So you didn't do shit, dog. Ash's Dragonite. Still can't believe. Like, that was the first Journeys episode I saw that had me taken aback. I didn't know Ash was catching Pokemon in Journeys. But Dragonite? A fully grown Dragonite. That's fucking crazy, okay? And I'm gonna put it above Oshawott. No, above Swellow in an amazing Pokepal. Dusk form Lycanroc, who I consider Ash's ace of the Alola League, of the Alola thing. And I'm gonna put it right behind Weasel in best. Bulbasaur. This is my own personal bias, and Bulbasaur deserves the amazing spot. It's personal bias, yeah. Ash's Gengar. The most I remember Ash's Gengar doing was haunting Ash and going G-Max. It was still a cool Pokemon, but it didn't do much. I like the fact that Ash caught it, which is why I'm going to be putting it above Scraggy. Ash's Glalie. I didn't remember Ash had a Glalie. I'm gonna put you in meh, my dude. Like above Boldore. Gliscor! Ash's Gliscor. It did things. I believe it took out Paul's Drapion, right? I mean, Ash's Gliscor was really cool. Gliscor in general is really cool. I switch between calling it Gliscor and Gliscor. I usually call it Gliscor. But Gliscor is going like right behind Talonflame, I'd say, is a good place for it. Goodra! Hell yeah, Goodra. Ash's Goodra. Listen, Goodra versus Luxray. If you can like Clement, you can dislike Clement. You can do whatever you want. Ash's battle against Clement for the 5th gym was dope as shit. Okay? Bro had Bunnelby, Heliolisk, and Luxray. Good shit. Bunnelby could have done without. Maybe, like, switch it for one of the Emolgas he has in-game, but yeah, it was dope. And that battle alone brings it to the top of good. Heracross. The most I remember about Heracross is the sleep talk strategy Ash did, and that was good shit. And for that, you didn't really do much, actually. You didn't do much during the Johto anime. You were the first Pokemon Ash caught, and for some reason considered the ace, even though Bayleaf is right there. Honestly, Bayleaf was Ash's Johto ace, and you cannot convince me otherwise. But Heracross, you're going right behind Unfezant. Hawlucha? Easy S tier, baby. Easy S tier. Ash's Hawlucha is what started my love of Hawlucha and what made it my 3rd favorite Pokemon of all time. Ash's Bayleaf. That's an amazing Pokepal. Alright, say what you want, but honestly, Meganium, underrated line of Pokemon. And I'd say it's even above the Pokemon. I'd say Ash's Bayleaf is even above the Pokemon I prefer. Which is, it's right above Bulbasaur. Ash's Incineroar, honestly, probably should have stayed a Torracat. I think it would have been better staying a Torracat. But I have to admit, Ash's Incineroar is an amazing Pokemon. that I would put above Bayleaf in terms of battling and how close it got to Ash. You know what? Screw it. Above Dragonite, too, because it's so heart-wrenching. It's so heart-wrenching watching the backstory with the Stoutland. God damn. Gible. Draco Meteor on Piplup. It was a cutie. It was one of Ash's bite Pokemon. And I say one of Ash's bite Pokemon because Ash had a lot of Pokemon whose entire gimmick was biting him. I think there was like 4. Yeah, there was Gible, Totodile, Dracovish, and Noivern. And they were all cute. Well, they were all cute when biting Ash, I guess. Biting ass. But, whatever. Gible didn't do much, but still memorable. I'm putting it above Snivy. Kingler. Maybe my favorite episode of the Pokemon anime ever is the episode where Ash brings out Krabby for the first time ever, and it fucking dominates. Like, there are 2 episodes where Ash uses his Kingler, and it just went Super Saiyan, dog. And for that, I have to put it above Snivy. Even if it's only in 2 battles. It went nuts in those 2 battles. It cracked the shell of a Cloyster, and that is... Dear Lord. Melmetal. It was a cute Pokemon. It's, as a Meltan, it beat Fabio. Faba, not Fabio. Fabio's a much better name for him, but he beat Faba's Hypno by eating its coin, and that's hilarious to me. And I like it. I like it. I'd say it's right below Talonflame. Muck. It was in 1 battle, and it was like in 1 battle, yeah. And that was also one of the best battles. It suffocated a Bellsprout to death. It's still meh, though. It's still like Butterfree, under Butterfree level. Noivern. Honestly, probably one of the most rushed Ash Pokemon, and that's saying a lot because you have Palpitoad over there. I still loved it and what it did and how it evolved. Its evolution is probably one of my favorites. But it still feels rushed, which leads me to put it at the top of Meh. Oh, god damn. Ash's Pidgeot. I always thought this thing stayed a Pidgeotto, and then I saw the episode where he released it. Ash released too many Pokemon. Frankly, in Gen 1, he didn't need to give that dude his Primeape, and he didn't need to release... He didn't need to release his Pidgeot. And frankly, Pidgeot didn't do shit. Pidgeot was there for a lot longer than Butterfree, and it did about the same amount. Ash's Pidgeot was there for scouting missions and scouting missions alone, and so that Ash could have the regional bird like he does every time. So that, I'm gonna put it below Donphan. Still above Noctowl. Ash's Quilava. I would have preferred it I would have honestly preferred it just stayed a Cyndaquil. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Taking down Jasmine's Steelix, I mean, that's dope. And I just gotta put it above at least Kingler and maybe even Gible. Ash's Snorlax, fucking S-tier Pokemon. I know there's all those jokes about it using 6 moves in 1 battle. Yeah, that's fun. But it was still a straight up beast. Like, do you remember it during Claire's gym battle? It fucking dominated that, I think, Gyarados. I think it was Gyarados that it took down, yeah. Yeah, I think so. But whatever, it dominated that shit. And then, one of the only Johto, one of the only Johto episodes I remember is the sumo episode where Ash's Snorlax just dominated that sumo competition, as it does, because it's a Snorlax. And I loved it. Snorlax is one of my favorite Ash Pokemon. Torkoal, on the other hand. Sceptile. Yeah, Sceptile beat the Darkrai. Yeah. It's really cool, yeah. I kind of wish it evolved into a Sceptile earlier. Because I loved it when it was a Sceptile. And when it was a Grovyle, it didn't do that much, honestly. It was still up there with the Amazings, above Swellow. We're down to the last three. We have Lucario, Ash's ace for the Journeys season. But not my favorite of his Journeys Pokemon. I mean, it's like my second favorite of his Journeys Pokemon, but not my favorite. We'll get to my favorite in a second or two. But yeah, you have Lucario. There's no way that's not going to the top of Amazing. Honestly, I might move Squirtle back to around Dragonites. Dracovish. It bite. Dracovish and Iris in the battle against Iris and the battle against Leon did way more than I ever thought Ash's Dracovish would ever do. I didn't think Ash would catch a Dracovish. That's his first fossil Pokemon, literally ever. And frankly, it deserves to be up there and amazing with its bros, right behind Sceptile. And finally, Sirfetch'd is S tier. Ash's Sirfetch'd, one of my favorite Pokemon. And there you go. There's my tier list of all of Ash's Pokemon. If I missed one, sue me in the comments. Goodbye, unnamed fanbase.